Hi, and welcome back to Season 2 of DIY Bath, Body, and Home. Today I'm going to show you how to make a soy wax pillar candle. I get everything I need for this project at Glory Bee, and I'll be providing their contact info at the end of the video. The first ingredient you're going to start with for this project is some Pillar Blend soy wax. You get the wax in this kind of flaky form, and then you melt it down. As you can see, when it's melted, it's clear. So the first thing you'll do is start melting your wax in a double boiler. I've created one here using a canning ring, which lifts this pitcher up out of the water. And while your wax is melting, you'll prepare your mold. I've got this square pillar mold here. As you can see, it's got a hole in the bottom. So I'm going to take some wick. This is a square braid number 5 wick. The size wick you use depends on the diameter of your mold. Glory Bee has a great wick chart on their website showing you which size wick to use for which size mold. So I'm going to put the wick through this little hole. Sometimes with these larger wicks it's a little challenging to get them through the hole. You can use needle nose pliers to pull it through. Once you've got it pulled through, you're going to pull the wick so there's just a teeny bit sticking out, and take a piece of mold sealer and put it over that end of the wick. What you're doing here is sealing up that hole so none of the wax will leak out. So you want to just push it down. Make sure you've got every bit of that wick covered, because if you don't, the wax will seep out through the wick and leak everywhere. So you want to push that mold sealer down real well all around the wick. I like to place my mold in a pan just in case the wax would happen to leak out. I don't want it to get all over my counters. Then I'm going to take this wick bar, which has a little slot there for the wick to slide through. It holds the wick nice and straight. So make sure the wick is nice and taut. Then I'll trim it off there. The next thing I'm going to do is treat my mold with mold release spray. This will help the candle slide right out when it's cool. So I just give it a couple sprays. That's all you need. So now your mold is ready. And once your wax is all the way melted, you'll turn the heat off. That's very important. And you'll take some of this liquid eco-friendly candle dye. I've got blue here. This candle dye goes a really long way. They say one bottle of this will color about 100 pounds of wax, so you just need a little bit. I'm just going to put a few drops in the wax. Just want to mix that in really well. Once you've got the color mixed in, you'll choose an essential oil or fragrance oil. I like to make all natural candles, so I use essential oil, and today I'm going to use peppermint. Peppermint's pretty strong, so you just need a little bit. I would say I used maybe half a teaspoon there. When your color and fragrance are mixed all the way in, you're ready to pour your candle. So just fill it up to the top of the mold. One thing that happens with soy wax is as it cools, it tends to kind of contract, so you can get sinkholes in your candle. What I like to do is reserve some of the wax for about an hour or two. Just keep it hot in your double boiler so it's liquid. And if you see sinkholes starting to form, just fill them in with your remaining wax. Once your candle is cooled completely, you'll be ready to take it out of the mold. This is what your finished candle is going to look like. I didn't mix the color in when I made this candle. I didn't mix it in well enough, so I got this kind of starburst pattern with the dye that it sunk to the bottom of the mold. And I'll show you, this is what happens if you don't save some wax. This is what a sinkhole looks like. It's just not very pretty. So you want to fill that in if you can. All right, that's everything you need to know to make a soy wax pillar candle. Again, I got everything I need for this project at Glory Bee. You can visit them online at glorybeefoods.com, or you can reach their friendly natural product sales department at 1-800-456-7923. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of DIY Bath, Body, and Home, and we'll see you next time.